Playboi Carti has a very large amount of clones. The inspiration and influence that he's had during his career has grown, and the amount of Playboi Carti clones are going to be growing over the years. Some clones have built an actual career off of stealing Carti's swag, his sound, and even his beat selection. He's shown disdain in the past, people stealing his sound, and today we're going to be going over some of the Playboi Carti clones, the evolution of their sound, and where the comparisons might be coming from. Cochise grew an audience due to the Carti comparisons he was gaining on TikTok back in 2020. In all honesty, 2020 was a great year for him, as almost every song he was dropping and promoting on TikTok gaining the Carti comparison comments, was further pushed his videos into the algorithm. And when a vid goes into the algorithm more, usually people use the sound, which means Cochise was profiting regardless. At the time, around where he was blowing up, he didn't really dress like Carti, and the only really close comparison you can make clothing wise would be the neon colors he was wearing. And if wearing the same colors means you're a clone, then goddamn it, we're all clones. Cochise, or Cochise, used to make fan edits to promote his music, which were very similar to the Playboi Carti fan edits around that time. The similarities were found in the Playboy bunny symbol popping up, along with the lo-fi aesthetics that it had. The beat selection that Cochise selected was 100% similar to Carti's, with him balancing between Pierre Bourne type beats and semi-hyperpop type beats, but that doesn't really mean he's cloning. To be fair to Cochise, if using beats is cloning, then half of the underground is cloning. Cochise took pieces of Carti's vocals and molded it into his own, which is what got him the most hate. On Redhead, which is one of Cochise's early songs, you can kinda hear how Cochise molded pieces of Carti's vocals into his own, especially with the ad-libs. Unfortunately, this doesn't mean anything to Carti fans, as they still hate him. To them, originality doesn't exist if you're taking inspiration from their Lord and Savior. He may be a clone, but he grew from the brands that he fell off of. He gained his own fan base, and that fan base messes with whatever music he decides to make. For example, Tell 'Em sounds nothing like Carti unless you consider the ad-libs, and that song is one of his biggest songs. Another song by him called Perm sounds nothing like Carti unless you consider the ad-libs again. Cochise filled the hole where Carti didn't drop music leading up to Whole Lotta Red, so in all honesty, we shouldn't be hating on him, but the next person I can't hate on. Vamp Leek, or Lifeless Garments, is someone that I covered in my previous videos, so you know, you should watch that. But out of all the artists that are getting mentioned today, Vamp Leek has to be the most delusional. Leek openly admits that some of their flows sound the same, but he claims that he's better than Carti. Or to put it in his words, he believes he's a better rapper than Carti. Flow-wise, in some of Leek's older music, you can definitely hear the flow comparisons. I'm not taking away from his talent, because Leek actually has good music. Everybody on this list has good music, except maybe Mario Judah, which is coming up later. His beat selection gained him comparisons, with songs such as Get Gone being Pierre type beats, and his current music being quote-unquote inspired by Destroy Lonely. He changed his name to match Lone's aesthetic, but still kept the cadence of Carti, with it being found present especially in his songs Signs of Being Crazy, which I'm not gonna lie, is hard as hell. Leek is one of the more obvious inspired artists on this list, and he takes himself more serious than, say, the next person on this list. Mario Judah is probably the last person that you would hear on an ecstasy vid or a video in the past 2 years. I believe the last time Mario Judah dropped was in 2022, in 2020 was the last time he was relevant. That same year, he reached his relevancy peak, which is around the same time Carti announced his project Whole Lotta Red that his fans are really excited for, and one of those fans ended up being Mario Judah himself. Now you see, the rise of Judah had nothing to do with Carti, but when he didn't drop in November like he said he was gonna do, this made Judah very angry. Yo. In response to the disappearance of Carti's Whole Lotta Red album, Mario Judah announced that he was gonna make Whole Lotta Red himself.
Playboi Carti! Where's Whole Lotta Red, bro? We want Whole Lotta Red! Delivered to the world before December 6th. I will drop it myself.
And unlike Carti, he actually did create an album and showcased his version on various Instagram lives, which showcased his influences from Pain 1993 and that one song where Carti was in all black. I forgot the name of it, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Mario Judah self-produced the tape, and he actually held up his promises, dropping his own version of Carti's Whole Lotta Red. The beats sounded very similar aesthetic-wise to some of the beats that would later be found present on Whole Lotta Red, but this tape ruined whatever relationship he and Carti could have had. Carti's team called the album trash and told him to stop being a clone, with a various amount of insults also coming from Carti fans, but Judah left the album up and it can still be found on Spotify to this day. In all honesty, he made a mockery of Carti's flow on the song Bean and Lean, with him saying a bunch of mumble jumble in that song which weren't actual words but somehow pop up as lyrics if you look at it on Genius. Mario Judah is more of a troll than an actual clone, but I had to mention him in this video because I forgot all about that album he made. which I'm pretty sure everybody else did too. Lancey is not a Carti clone. I just put him in the video because why not? Everybody puts him in their video about Carti clones and calls him a Carti clone, even though he inspired Carti, but we're gonna get over that. You could attempt to say that their voices sound similar, but Lancey has been rapping like this since 2017, and he's been rapping for 10 plus years along with Carti, so yeah. He was hopping on punk rock beats before Carti did, and was in the punk scene for a long time. I can see why some fans believe that he's a Carti clone because they just found out about him recently, but I'm just here to say that that's not true. If you wanted to, like if you really wanted to reach, you could call Lone a Carti clone, I guess, because when he was on the come up, he rapped on plug beats along with some other members of Carti's Splur gang. Carti is one of the most influential artists of our current generation, and there's no doubt that he's going down in history. The generation after us might view him in a light as how we view Kanye West. I'm gonna eventually have to make a part 2 on this topic after he drops his next project, but for now, these are the most prominent artists that I could see. I'm gonna aim for 2 vids a week, but knowing me, I'm probably not gonna get that done. If you like the vid, just, like it. And I'm gonna drop more vids, so have a great day.
Man, I walk in the club, I'm lighting it up. I bet that I lighted the room. I got too many seeds, got what I need, but swear it was never enough. I done told her stand up. Get that mess and I'm done. He get hit in the head before he turns 21. I was packing all day. I'm apply to the sun. I'ma pull out the fire.